and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name is Alexis and I post 2 videos a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 7 AM. So if you love recipe videos like this one and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you how to make my delicious vegan bean enchiladas. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious vegan bean chili enchiladas. Now this recipe is really easy to make and I'm going to be making this in my slow cooker today. My slow cooker is an absolute godsend. It means that I can get meals on the table really quickly without too much hassle, and also what I love to do is I like to prepare everything the night before, so all I have to do in the morning is just switch on the slow cooker and let the dinner cook away all day, and then by the end of the day it can feel like the fairies have come because dinner will be done in the slow cooker. So yes, that's why I love my slow cooker. This isn't an advert for them, but if you want to invest, I highly recommend it. It is one of the best investments I think I have made in the kitchen. I have used this so many times and I've actually been through 2 of these now as well. So yes, definitely a good investment. But back to the dinner, this is delicious. It's really great for a winter's evening as well, as the evenings are drawing in now and winter is on its way. We all love to have warming food and this is a great dinner to serve the family. So I'm going to be having it for our dinner this evening, and while I was making it I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my delicious vegan chili enchiladas. As I mentioned in my intro, I like to prepare the evening meal the night before. That way in the morning all I have to do is switch on the slow cooker and let the dinner cook. So I've prepped all my vegetables for the meal that we are going to have tomorrow night, and here I have 1 onion that I have peeled, sliced and diced, and I'm just going to put that into my slow cooker. And then I'm also going to add a carrot that I've peeled and grated. Now in the original recipe I think I said to use 2 carrots, but that's because this was going to serve 4. So tomorrow night it's only going to serve 2 and a little one. So I've only used 1 carrot, so I've halved the ingredients for our dinner tomorrow. And I've also got a courgette there as well. So I peeled and grated 1 courgette. Again, in the original recipe it was 2. And I've got about 100 grams of butternut squash that I've peeled and diced. And in the original recipe it was 200. So I'm just going to add all of those ingredients to my slow cooker like so. And then I also have some bay leaves that I'm going to add in, and the bay leaves you can take out at the end, but they just add an extra bit of flavour, and they're also really good for the stomach as well, I've been learning. So yeah, we like bay leaves in this house. And I've also got 1 tin of organic tomatoes. You don't have to use organic tomatoes, you can use just ordinary tin tomatoes. And then I've also got about 100 ml of vegetable stock that I'm going to add in as well. Again, that was 200 ml. I've halved all the ingredients for this. And then I'm going to add my spices to my chilli. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of mild chili powder. Now you can use medium or you can use hot as well. As I'm serving this to my son, he doesn't really like things too spicy, but he doesn't mind a little bit of spice. So that's why I'm using mild. And then I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of ground ginger as well. I'm just going to sprinkle that in. And then I have 1 teaspoon of ground cumin as well. And cumin, when it is added to things, tastes delicious, but when you smell it on its own, it is a bit whiffy, I have to say. And then I've got I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon as well. And I'm also going to use 1 teaspoon of ground coriander as well. So I'm just going to add a teaspoon of that. And then finally I've got a teaspoon of dried oregano or oregano, depending on which country you're in or continent you're on, I'm sure. And then I'm also going to put in a tablespoon of tomato puree. Now the amount of herbs and spices I've kept the same, but the tomato puree, if I was making this for 4 people, I would use 2 tablespoons, but I'm using 1, but the quantities of the spices are all the same. So I'm just going to mix all of these ingredients together now, and then I'm going to add in some cooked beans. So I've already cooked off my dried beans, but if you don't have dried beans and you want to use tin, then that's absolutely fine. I've got about 150-200 grams of each bean, so I've got some black beans and some cannellini beans in here. You can use any type of bean you like for this recipe. You could use black beans, you could use kidney beans if you wanted to as well. And if you're using tins and you're using 2 types, I would say 1 tin of each type is perfect for this recipe. So I'm going to add my beans into my slow cooker now. And as always, I have forgotten a couple of things, so I'm going to go and get those now. So I forgot to add my garlic. Now you can use a clove of garlic if you want to, or you can use garlic granules as well. So I'm just going to use a teaspoon of garlic granules, and as always I've forgotten my salt and pepper, so I'm just going to add a pinch or 2 of salt and a little bit of pepper to this as well. And then I'm just going to mix in those ingredients again, like so. That smells good already. And I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to set this aside and then I'll turn it on in the morning. The slow cooker is all plugged into the wall and turned on, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the slow cooker onto low, and I'm going to cook this for about 5 to 6 hours. If I put it on high, then I would probably cook it for about 2 to 3 hours, and that should be perfect. Then the vegetables will be soft and then we'll be ready to put them into the enchiladas. The chili has been cooking away in the slow cooker for about 6 hours, so I'm going to turn it off. It smells so good, so I think I'm going to preheat the oven and get dinner started now. I'm going to preheat my oven to 200 degrees now. My oven has preheated, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to make the enchiladas. So I'm going to put everything together. So I've been out to buy some wraps today. So the boys have some seeded gluten ones, and I have some sweet potato gluten-free ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread some of the sauce that I made earlier in here, like so. And then I'm also going to be having vegan ones, so I've made myself some cashew nut cream cheese, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. But the boys are going to have vegetarian ones, so I've done some grated cheese for them. So I am going to just put a bit more of the mixture into the enchilada, and I'm going to wrap this up like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit it over here like that, and I'm going to go and get a spoon, so I won't be a minute. So I've got my spoon, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread some of the cashew nut cream cheese over the enchilada, and then when I cook this in the oven, this will hopefully go a lovely golden brown colour. And that is an enchilada, or my version of an enchilada, a vegan enchilada. So I'm going to do the same with this one, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the wholemeal wraps in a moment. So I've made my enchiladas, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my husband's and my son's. So I'm going to put some more of the mixture into the enchilada like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap this up like that. And I'm going to put the cheese on top of that, and that will melt and go golden brown and be really tasty and delicious. So I'm just going to continue to do that until all of the enchiladas are used up. That's my enchiladas done, and now I'm going to put these into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the cheese starts to go golden brown. So the enchiladas on the top have been cooked, but I had to use a separate tray for another couple that I'm using. So I'm going to put these back in for another 5 minutes. These have been in for about 20 minutes now and they look perfect to me. So I'm going to take these out and I'm just going to leave those in, as I said, for 5 minutes more. So Ted's enchiladas are now cooked as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve these up and we're going to have dinner. That's our dinner done, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I always say in these videos, it smells so good, I can't wait to eat it. So I'm going to go for dinner now. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.